The grain they hauled back from Egypt is gone. The famine hasn't broken, and the land is bone dry, leaving Jacob's family staring down imminent starvation. Jacob knows they have to go back to buy more food, but he outright refuses to let his youngest son, Benjamin, make the trip. This leaves the 10 older brothers completely stuck. The Egyptian viceroy gave a strict, non-negotiable order. If they returned without their youngest brother, they wouldn't even be allowed to see his face. The family is locked in a fatal standstill. Going to Egypt is their only physical means of survival, but for Jacob, risking the last remaining son of his favorite wife is an emotional price he simply cannot pay. Judah steps directly into this paralysis to confront his father. He delivers a harsh dose of reality. If they stay in Canaan, every single one of them will die. This visualizes how Judah finally breaks the deadlock. He introduces the concept of arevut, mutual guarantee. He offers himself as absolute collateral for the boy. If he doesn't bring Benjamin back safely, Judah will bear the sin forever, sacrificing his own eternal standing. Faced with this solemn, inescapable vow, Jacob surrenders. He sends them off with a desperate diplomatic offering, packing double the amount of silver, jars of fragrant healing balm, combs of fresh wild honey, and Canaan's best surviving nuts. Taking Benjamin, the brothers begin the long march to Egypt. Given the viceroy's hostility, they feel they are walking straight to their own executions. Judah's vow changes the entire dynamic of the story. They are no longer a paralyzed family waiting to starve. By risking his own soul, Judah has forced the family to take active moral responsibility for one another. When they arrive in Egypt, the standard protocol immediately breaks down. Instead of being taken to the public grain market, the brothers are pulled aside and marched directly to the viceroy's massive private estate. Panic sets in quickly. On their first trip, they mysteriously found their payment silver returned to their grain sacks. Now they are convinced this private invitation is a trap to ambush them, enslave them, and steal their donkeys. Before they even cross the threshold of the house, they corner the viceroy's steward. They frantically try to explain that they brought the original silver back, plus extra, to buy new food. The steward's response completely throws them. He tells them to calm down, casually suggests their god must have planted a hidden treasure in their bags, and then inexplicably releases Simeon, the brother who had been kept in an Egyptian prison. The brothers are carrying so much guilt from their past actions that they view every single event through a lens of impending doom. They are entirely incapable of trusting a sudden act of mercy. The viceroy, who is actually their unrecognized brother Joseph, finally enters the estate. The none instantly drop to the ground, bowing with their faces to the earth to present their gifts. During the formal questioning, Joseph looks up and locks eyes on Benjamin. This is his only full brother, born to his mother Rachel, and he hasn't seen him in over a decade. The sight of Benjamin triggers a massive, uncontrollable wave of compassion. To avoid breaking his ruthless character in front of all his subjects, Joseph must abruptly turn and flee the room. He hides in his private chamber to weep. Then he washes his face, violently forces his emotions back down, walks back out into the hall, and coldly commands the feast to begin. We see two distinct realities coexisting in this room. The most powerful man in the known world is privately a prisoner to his own intense familial love, forced to hide his tears behind a flawless mask of tyranny. The banquet itself is highly structured and deeply unsettling. Because Egyptian culture considers eating with Hebrews an abomination, the groups are strictly segregated into separate seating areas. Look at how this table is arranged. When the brothers step up to their assigned seats, they freeze. They have been placed in exact chronological order, from the oldest down to the youngest. As this calculation shows, guessing that precise age sequence for 11 grown men is mathematically nearly impossible. The odds are 1 in almost 40 million. To the brothers, this Egyptian stranger appears to possess a terrifying, supernatural knowledge of their lives. The strangeness peaks when the food arrives. Portions are passed directly from the viceroy's own table, but Benjamin's plate is intentionally loaded with 5 times as much food as anyone else's. Yet, despite all these bizarre mysteries, the immense tension in the room finally dissolves. The brothers relax, drink with the viceroy, and allow themselves to become intoxicated. But this joyous celebration is entirely tactical. Joseph has guided them through a deliberate psychological maze, slowly stripping away their intense paranoia. By getting them to drop their guard, he has perfectly positioned them for his ultimate, devastating test of their character.